Hey, welcome back, guys. After the craziness that was episode 8, episode 9, entitled Monster, seems like it's going to be even more explosive, with the Power Brass carefully rolling out clips that won't compromise what will certainly be a giant step towards a remarkable conclusion to this first go-round. In today's video, we'll break down the trailer for episode 9 frame for frame and provide analysis and predictions throughout. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. Here we go. For context, it's good that we first acknowledge where we are in Tariq's book list and the parallel to the upcoming episode's title and theme. Week 9's book is Frankenstein, the classic story by Mary Shelley about a man who creates a monster and the impact it has on his life and well-being. The story itself is not named for the monster, but the monster's troubled creator. That's important to note here, because episode 9 is rumored to be the big one, with a possible appearance by the Christmas Chancellor himself and execution of one of Power's most integral figures. If the rumors went out, that would be poetic, given that we're headed into the holiday weekend, Christmas falling right on time for the episode's release. It explains the trailer's vague imagery as well. They don't want us to see too much prior to next week. Nevertheless, let's dive into these clips. The trailer begins with Kane, who callously states, "Monet wants to roll with Tariq? Fine. I'll take over the streets." He's seated next to Sylvia, an associate of Guap that we saw back in 103, insinuating that he's in the formative stages of establishing his own crew post-banishment from the Tejada Collective. Kane's voiceover plays over a visibly stressed Tariq, followed by Kane enacting street justice on an unnamed collective of severed corpses. The grisly scene is a callback to Kane's handling of his snitch uncle back in 102. It's also a reference to the story Frankenstein, as the original monster was concocted from assorted body parts in Mary Shelley's classic tale. In the next scene, Tariq is shown talking with Monet and Drew. He conveys to her that Stansfield is hot right now thanks to Kane. Before our series lead can fully get it out, Monet abruptly interjects, "We don't say that name anymore." Tariq cuts his focus to Drew, who is seemingly uneasy about his now taboo sibling. Tariq continues with, "I'm just saying, I think we should wait until all eyes are off of us." In the midst of his statement, the lovely Caridad Milgram inches closer to the truth of the Tejada family's real background and criminal career, which spells danger for her and her situationship with Zeke. It also potentially adds further fuel to the Stansfield fire, as the jig is up and the ugly truth is coming to light by the second. Due to Kane's botched hit on Tariq, the campus will be nearly impossible to conduct business as usual. This is Power at its best during a critical home stretch, raising the stakes to nerve-wracking levels for every invested onlooker. Next, we get a shot of a new character named Sam Santana, who's depicted by Laz Alonso. The character looks to be law enforcement based on his attire, demeanor, and line of questioning. He states, "The fact is that a gangbanger was murdered by a killer skilled enough to make it look like an accident." Santana appears to be addressing Oliver Simmons, one-third of Tariq's Canonical Studies collective. His assertion plays over a startled Tariq, awakened by a series of text messages from 2-Bit demanding money for saving him in the previous episode. The message boldly states, "50K this time for saving your bitch ass." Tariq slams the phone in frustration, understanding the inevitable. He's going to have to move major product to cover his expenses. Between 2-Bit, Tasha's lawyer fees, and the obligations to his supplier, this is the absolute worst time for his environment to be under scrutiny. Thus, Tariq will be forced to hit the streets while simultaneously upgrading his choice of distribution. The type of money he currently requires isn't made off just weed and pills alone. He's going to have to push that one girl to stay above water, and in the streets no less, due to the Stansfield heat. This course of events will put him in direct conflict with his nemesis, someone he's not prepared for and will surely need outside assistance with. But let me not get ahead of myself. Moving on, Tasha vigorously states to her son in the next clip that, "You need to slow down." We then see Tariq looking around cautiously and upping a banger from his pants, the same one Kane was forced to hand over at the conclusion of 105. After this, Tariq is shown meeting with Effie emphasizing that, "I'm not a monster, I swear." She refutes his declaration by stating, "You are a monster. The sooner you accept it, the better off you'll be." This is a heavy exchange because it brings us back to the theme of Book 1 as it pertained to Ghost. The Ghost Man tried to change his life without changing his essence, according to Courtney Kemp. He never conceded to being a monster, but could implement monstrous tactics to achieve his aims. The difference between Tariq and Ghost's fate will be the former's ability to admit what Ghost never could, his true self and essence, i.e., he must come to terms with the truth and not be hindered by the denials that plagued his father's journey. Effie's quote brings the trailer home, but there are a flurry of images that occurred during her diatribe. First, Tariq reveals a bag stuffed with cash. This tribute will most likely go to 2-Bit. Next, we're shown a shell-shocked Braden as a sea of bricks fall before him. Braden, to this point, hasn't moved anything outside of weed and pills, so his street fortitude will definitely be tested in this episode, assuming him and Tariq patch things up rather quickly. Following this, we see Drew being held at gunpoint along with his sister Diana. The gun looks to be possessed by a woman, as the fingernails are lending credence to this fact. I wonder if this could be Effie. After a quick shot of Monet, we're given Tariq turning about with that same woman holding him at gunpoint. I think Effie may have betrayed our series lead yet again, but you guys let me know what you make of this imagery. The final shot is of Kane giving an unseen face the full fury of his fist. And that's it for the images. Where do you think we're headed come Sunday? Be sure to let me know your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are Power Ghost fans, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.